Greetings all. We are a team of three, Vasavi Shri, me, Jyotsna and Srinath. We are presenting the topic information retrieval for advertising. Hi all, I am Vasavi Shri and let's start by understanding what information retrieval really is and why it's important in advertising. Information retrieval is the process of locating the most relevant pieces of information from a large collection of data. This process is essential in systems like search engines, digital assistants, and content recommendation platforms. Information retrieval systems use a combination of techniques from computer science, statistics, and linguistics to match a user's query with most appropriate content. So, how does this relate to advertising? Well, in the digital world, advertising is no longer about just simply placing a banner or broadcasting a message. Instead, it's about relevance, showing the right ad to the right person at the right time. And the, uh, that's exactly what information retrieval helps with. For example, if someone searches best laptops for gaming, an information system goes beyond just matching the words. It understands the user's intent. In this case, they are likely shopping and then ranks and delivers ads or products listings accordingly. So essentially, information retrieval sits at the heart of digital advertising, driving the matching process that connects a user's need with an advertiser's solution. In this slide, we will explore how advertising has shifted from traditional formats to digital platforms and what that means in terms of strategy and effectiveness. First, the shift itself. Traditional advertisements like those on TV, radio, or in print were broad and non personalized. They were aimed at a general audience with no customization. Whether someone was interested in the product or not, everyone saw the same message. But with the rise of digital platforms like Google, Facebook, and Instagram, things have changed. These platforms offer something called micro targeting. This means advertisers can now reach very specific audience based on their user behavior and preferences. For example, if someone regularly searches for skincare products, they will likely be shown advertisements for beauty brands tailored to their interests. Now, let's talk about strategy. Digital advertising relies a lot on a data-driven strategy. Advertisers collect and analyze user data, things like search history, geographic location, and purchase behavior, to better understand what people are really interested in. Using this data, they can create advertisements that feel more personalized and relevant to each user. And what are the benefits of all this? One major advantage is precision targeting. Instead of guessing who might be interested, advertisers can now focus on users who are actually likely to engage. The second big benefit is measurable performance. With digital advertisements, advertisers can track metrics like impressions, how many people saw the ad, and click through rates, CTR, how many clicked on it, and conversions, like how many users actually took action, like making a purchase. This level of detail helps business refine their strategies, improve effectiveness, and ultimately get better returns on their advertising spend. Why information retrieval matters in advertising. Now let's look at how information retrieval specifically enhances digital advertising and makes it more effective, both for users and advertisers. First, personalized experience. Information retrieval systems analyze individual level data like queries, past browsing activity, location, and even the time of day. This allows the system to serve advertisements that are highly relevant at that person in that moment. If you're recently searching for vacation spots, you might start seeing advertisements for hotels, flights, or travel gear. That's what I are at work. Second, better return on investment for advertisers. Because advertisements are more targeted, they are also more cost effective. Advertisers are no longer wasting money on broad audiences who may not even care. Instead, they pay only when users engage, often through models like pay per click. This means information retrieval helps reduce wasted impressions and improves overall return on investment. Third, uh, this is continuous learning and optimization. Information retrieval doesn't stop once the advertisement is delivered. They constantly monitor user interactions uh, for getting feedbacks like did they click, skip it, or did they actually make any conversions. This data is fed back into the system to refine future recommendations. For instance, if users consistently ignore a certain ad format, the system might automatically switch strategies. And lastly, the ability to adapt is key. Information retrieval driven advertising can keep up with seasonal trends, user interest shifts, and even time sensitive events, ensuring advertisements always stay relevant. In the end, information retrieval creates a win win situation. Users see ads they care about, and advertisers see better results. Thank you.
Hi, I am Joshna, and let's discuss about the some of the core information retrieval techniques that are used to power advertising systems today. And the first one is keyword matching. This is one of the basic yet widely used AI techniques. It works by matching the user's search query with ads that contain relevant keywords. So if someone searches for the wireless earbuds, the system looks for ads that include those exact or similar terms. The query expansion. Sometimes users don't type in the exact words on an advertiser used. That's where the query expansion comes in. It broadens the original query by adding related terms or synonyms. For example, if someone types headphones, the system might also consider earphones or audio devices to bring back the most relevant results. Natural language processing, uh, which takes things a step further. Instead of just looking at the keywords, it tries to understand the meaning and context of the query. This allows the systems to interpret user intent more accurately, which is crucial when queries are vague, conversational, or phrased in different ways. Coming to the user profiling and behavioral analysis, this technique focus on the user rather than the query. But by analyzing the user behavior such as past searches, browsing habits, and even purchase history, the system can create a personalized profile. That profile is used then to recommend ads that are more likely to match the user intents. And the ranking algorithms, once potential ads are retrieved, they need to be ranked. Ranking algorithms score each ad based on factors like relevance, predicted click-through rate, and user engagement history, and display the top results. And finally, machine learning models. Machine learning helps predict how relevant or effective a particular ad will be given for a given for a user. These models continuously learn from user interactions like clicks, flips, and conversations to improve the future recommendations. Together, these AI techniques make a digital advertising smarter, more personalized, and more responsive to what users actually do. Coming to the next slide, user intent and context. Understanding what users really want when they enter a search query is one of the biggest challenges and one of the most important goals in IA for advertising. This brings us to the concept of the user intent. The intent refers to the underlying goal behind a query. Is the user looking to buy something, or they're just researching, or maybe comparing options? For example, if a user searches for a word iPhone, it could mean that they would own. want to buy one or read reviews or even just looking for the images. IR must figure out this intent in order to match them with the most relevant ads. And that's where context becomes essential. The context includes everything around the query, not just the words, right? It just adds depth and clues to help better understand the user needs. Here are the few types of context IR systems use that are device type, where a mobile user may want something fast and local, like a nearby restaurant or store, while desktop users might be doing more detailed research. And the location, knowing where a user is helps in showing the local ads, like regional promotions or store availability. And the time matters. Ads for food delivery, for example, perform better around meal times. And history, if a user has searched for a running gear recently, and the ads for fitness trackers or sportswear become more relevant. By combining intent with the context, IR systems can deliver ads that are not just relevant but timely and actionable. Let's talk about the personalized advertising, and which is one of the biggest outcomes of applying IR in this space. The personalized advertising means tailoring ad content specifically to individual users. It's not just about the demographics, but it's also about the behavior, preferences, and context. This is where IR systems shine. Um, Coming to how does it work, the IR systems use several techniques like profiling to understand a person's interests based on their search and browsing habits, and the context-aware filtering, which is we just discussed about it, using signals like device, location, and time to refine ad delivery. And the content-based recommendation systems, which analyze similarities between user interests and product or content descriptions to find good matches. And the data powering all of this includes search queries, website visits, and social media activity, past purchases, and geolocation and device data. And coming to the benefits for users, it means seeing ads that actually matter to them instead of irrelevant banner ads. They see a travel deal for a destination they have been researching for or a discount on a product they viewed a review. And for advertisers, personalized ads are more likely to convert, whether that's a click or a sign up or a purchase. But there's an important consideration here, like privacy. And the personalization requires data, and collecting that data must be done responsibly. With regulations like GDPR and Apple's app tracking transparency, advertisers are being pushed to respect user consent and focus more on the first party data, meaning the data the company collects directly from the users, not through the third parties. And the next slide will be continued by my teammate Srinath. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Srinath. I'll now talk about some of the major challenges faced in information retrieval for advertising. Firstly, privacy and data ethics. Advertising heavily relies on user data to personalize experiences, but this comes with serious concerns about user privacy. Regulations like GDPR in Europe, CCPA in California, and Apple's app tracking transparency framework have significantly restricted how advertisers can track and use data. So now, information retrieval systems have to work with less data and still provide accurate targeting, which is a tough balance to strike. So, secondly, understanding true user intent. Users often type in very short or vague queries like just Nike or this laptop without enough context, the system can tell if the user wants to buy or compare reviews or whatnot. So just read the reviews. This makes matching the right and really challenging. So IR system have to infer deeper meaning for limited inputs. Third, real-time processing at scale. Imagine platforms like Google or Instagram that process millions of queries and requests every second. The IR models behind them need to be incredibly fast, scalable, and efficient. They have to serve relevant ads in milliseconds or risk losing user engagement. Then there's ad fatigue and over personalization. Showing the same or over similarly ads repeatedly leads to the user can be annoyed with those, or he may start ignoring them. So over targeting can also lead to filter bubble, which, where users only see limited products or perspective, which isn't healthy for diverse discovery. Lastly, relevance metrics. Evaluating IR effectiveness in advertising is tricky because what's relevant is subjective, but what's common metrics like click-through rate or conversion rate don't tell the always tell the full story. So, developing more user-centric relevance metrics is an ongoing challenge for the IR and tech communities. So, coming to next slide, uh, I'm gonna let's look at how IR in advertising is evolving through some exciting new trends. So one big change is the use of deep learning. So especially models like GPT, etc. So these transfer-based models help systems understand the meaning behind search queries and ad content. So instead of just matching keywords, IR systems can now understand semantics. For examples like knowing the sneakers or running shoes might mean the same thing, but they are different. So in different brands. So next is federated learning and privacy preserving IR. So instead of sending all your data to a central server, models are trained locally on your device. This protects user privacy because raw data never leaves the device, but still lets the system learn from your behavior. It's a win-win for personalization and privacy. So this is the main emerging trend. So then we have contextual advertising, especially in post-cookie era. So as the third-party cookies phase out, advertisers are shifting to contextual targeting, meaning ads are chosen based on the context of page you are on rather than your browsing history. So this approach complies better than privacy laws and still provides relevant ad replacements. So coming last, we have real-time personalization at scale. So thanks to edge computing and real-time data processing, because IR systems can now serve personalized ads in milliseconds. So these systems adapt dynamically to user behavior, showing different ads based on your context, location, or device, all in real time. So this is really a major emerging trend. So coming to the next slide, to wrap things up, let's uh, in conclusion, let's look at the final role of information retrieval in modern digital advertising. So, as its core, information retrieval is the backbone of how today's ads are delivered. It's what powers the matching between what users are searching for and what advertisers are offering. So, without IR, the connection between need and solution just wouldn't be possible. Techniques like NLP, semantic search, and personalization make sure that the ads people see aren't just random, they are timely relevant and meaningful. This leads to higher user engagement, better click-through rates, and ultimately more conversions. So for advertisers, this directly translates into higher ROI because they are not wasting money or untargeted impressions. So instead, they are reaching the right audience at the right moment of the time. So as third-party cookies phase out and global privacy regulations continue to tighten, contextual advertising and ethical data practices are becoming essential. This means we need to shift from behavior based tracking to smarter, more responsible forms of personalization. Looking ahead, the future of advertising will rely on smart intent detection to understand not just what users say but what they mean. Then multimodal retrieval, which combines text, images, voice, and more to improve targeting. And real-time privacy preserving personalization, where ads adapt instantly without compromising user trust. So, in conclusion, I just want to say IR is not just enabling advertising, it's just redefining how advertising works in the digital world. So, thank you.